me and Poppy. When we were kids, we couldn't go outside because it was so bad. So my mother kept us in. Sounds, don't do that, Chloe.
It's cold.
I don't care, leave it. Sounds okay, but if you think about the era we grew up in, there is no phones. We only had like a Nintendo system, but you know, I liked games, but not all day, like, you know, not like him. And then we had TVs, but we only were able to watch TV like a certain amount of time, and then mom wanted to watch TV and she put us to bed really early, so we would just spend the summers. He would be in the living room playing games and I would read. And that's why I love to read so much, because summer vacation for me was like hell, because I knew mom didn't have enough money to take us out all the time. We couldn't afford summer camps. Summer camps and stuff like that wasn't free when I was a kid. You had to have money to go.
What are you talking about?
And then, you know, we would just be home all day. And home all day in the summer, and you can't go outside, and we got no AC. And it was just like, what do you do to keep yourself from going crazy?
Okay, so let's start with those who are in this picture, starting from left to right. You have my Uncle Paul, who's looking really snazzy. Then you have my Nana, whose name is Diane. She used to babysit me until I was 3, and we were best friends. Then you have Aunt Sandra in the middle, who's looking just like Aunt Dolores standing right next to her. She's the reason as to why I like magazines and black clothing. Then you have Uncle Doc Jr. If you can't tell, they are all siblings, and this is the one photo of them all together in the park having a great day. They're all dead now. But my Nana had these 2 kids. That's my Aunt Naisha and my dad, Lorenzo. They grew up very differently than others, but just like any other siblings, they fight, argue, disagree, don't speak, but the one thing they did do was protect and love. This picture is very important. You see, my aunt received this photo just hours before my dad died. Now, you're probably wondering why you needed all this information. Well, what does family mean to you? And it could be as long as you want, it could be as short as you want, but just like, what does family mean to you?
Damn, I ain't getting no perk. Wait, can I curse? Wait, I should have before. Start again. Wait, start again. Let's think about it real quick now.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. All right, start again. Sorry, I'll cut it up.
What does family mean to you?
Family means to me, family is the core of who you are. It defines your behaviors, it informs your support, it informs your trust and confidence. Family is literally the foundation that you stand on. And so, you know, whether you want to, you know, love on your family or you feel like I'm opposite of my family, it doesn't matter. Your family is the core of who you are. Well, fortunately, unfortunately, I'm a matriarch, not by choice, right? It's just by God's will. And, you know, I think no one prepares anyone to become the leader of their family. I almost think you think there's always going to be someone above you, right? Like, you don't see yourself, you know, aging and now you're the one that has to carry on all of the history of your family. Yeah. Right? Like, you're the one responsible for making sure that no story disappears, right? That everybody understands everybody's strengths. And again, whether someone was, you know, a great person or, you know, not the most loving, everybody had their why. And so, you know, the job of a matriarch is so heavy, and there's no preparation, you know, there's no preparation. So, you know, you hope that whoever's next, that the person before them guided them in some way, left them with some lessons to really carry that role successfully, because you are the lifeline for the rest of the family.
Yeah, for sure. So it's next week. Sunday, November 30th, that's not it?
Okay, that's fine. Not good to do about that. What? Let me put a wig on and a bra. You just catching this?
No.
I'm gonna be like.
Oh, and tell Nurse A, I'll take some more.
You know, it's a career program, December 1st at 5 p.m. Please give our office a call now. Yeah. Alright. I need my phone because I forgot the season. Where I gotta go? Pinterest? No. Yeah. No makeup. Scarf. This is looking real niggerish.
Of course, go ahead.
The thing about family is, again, your family is your family. And there's always going to be conflicts. You have, different personalities that have a certain amount of comfort with one another, and so sometimes when you're so comfortable, there's no filter, right? There's sometimes a lack of empathy just because you think this person knows I care, so I can say this, I can do this, right? And then sometimes people just lack awareness, and so you will have challenges with family, you will have difficulties, there will be behaviors that you just ask yourself, like, why are we here? What is this? I think the most important thing when you have those kind of situations is always to remember what that person means to you. What is that person role in your life? If it's an uncle, if it's a cousin, it's a brother, it's a, what does that mean to you? What is the history between you two? What's changed to make the person this way? Family is important. You don't even realize what somebody could mean to you until you lose them.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, the closest one would be your dad, right? My right-hand man, my brother. We were not speaking consistently about the time he left. I was angry at him for what at the time held so much weight, but now I see it as trivial. And I think often I separate it because at some point you feel like I gotta protect my own mental health. I gotta be safe in my own, like I can't carry on somebody else's burden. The person is weighing me down. And that's true. You gotta always protect yourself. You do gotta at some point put boundaries that keep you safe. But you also have to remember that there is a duty as a family member to love on one another. And how you choose to do that should always be visible to the other person. Mm-hmm. So maybe I can't talk to you every day because you get on my goddamn nerve. You do. And I don't want to be bothered. But I want to remind you that even with you getting on my nerve, I still love you. I still care. I think of you. Just right now, for my own protection, this is what I got to do. Mm-hmm. And there's ways to do that, versus just being on some light. And so, and I think oftentimes with family, we always think, that person's always going to be around. That person be there. They ain't going to change. They there. And they don't be there. You wake up one day, and they're not there. And you have to deal with that, So, literally, if it's nothing that has brought somebody physical harm or mental harm in a way that you feel debilitated from living your life, everything else is forgivable. I always think Poppy know that now. But we were talking a week before everything.
Yeah.
Raw and uncut, huh? Raw and unfiltered.